hatch opened, and Servalan appeared in its doorway. She waved as if to an old and valued friend before alighting. She began to walk slowly but determinedly towards Avon's plane. He was not easily distracted, however, and watched the forward windscreen of the opposing plane with exquisite care. Although he had quickly established that the heliplane he occupied lacked a nose-cone machine gun, it didn't mean the other plane lacked one. He saw the outline of the pilot, noticed that a part of the windscreen was open, and glimpsed a metal object in the pilot's hands. Avon fired the shotgun, all 4 barrels. The enemy plane's windscreen cracked and, in part, splintered into the face of the pilot. Avon reloaded. Servalan, seemingly unconcerned with what had just happened, walked a little closer before coming to a halt. Avon waited a full minute before, satisfied that she had no other companions, opening the hatch of his plane. After a quick glance around, he lowered himself to the ground. He and Servalan stood no more than 2 meters apart. "It's been a long time. You haven't changed a bit." Servalan smiled, almost shyly. "Oh, of course you have changed a bit. You are, after all, somewhat older, but you look in very good shape." "I could say the same about you." "Why don't you?" "Please assume that I have." "I think we are at an impasse, Avon." "Oh, really?" "I am under the impression I have the upper hand. The small gun you have on your person is no match for this." He hefted the shotgun. "Besides, you want to take me alive, so you would have to, at best, maim me. And I wouldn't take kindly to that." Servalan moved a little to her right. Avon watched her as an eagle might its prey. "The others, meaning my special forces, are on their way, so we don't have much time," Servalan said. "In which case, you had better tell me what you want." "You know what I want. I want Aurak." She sighed. "I need Aurak, otherwise I'm finished." "I thought you were on the rise again." "You've been misinformed." She sighed again. "I'm not a fool. I have come to realize somewhat belatedly, I admit, that others are conspiring against me. I've got another fight on my hands, and my only chance of winning it is if I have Aurak. It's as simple as that." "Do you think that just you and Aurak against everything and everyone would have any chance at all?" "I thought you might like to come along for the ride." Avon shook his head. "Being taken for a ride by you might not have a happy ending." Servalan smiled beguilingly. "It would be one hell of a ride, though, wouldn't it?" Avon didn't say anything. Still watching her carefully, he was listening intently in case the troops he knew were coming from the Icarus beach might be drawing near. Servalan shifted position once again. "I can't go back without Aurak and you. They'll kill me on the spot. Even if I do return with my 2 prizes, so to speak, they'll have no further need of me, and I'm dead anyway." "Why do they want me?" "Oh, someone called Gabriella Travis wants you to die a slow death at her hands. You might be able to guess why." "How does she know I killed Travis?" Servalan's eyes twinkled. A little bird whispered in her ear. "So your idea is that you and I fly off into the wild blue yonder, pick up Aurak, found a new dynasty, and conquer all the worlds." "A girl can dream, can't she?" "That dream could turn into a nightmare." There was a silence between them. Avon used it to calculate that the advancing special forces would close in within the next 10 minutes. Of course, he had lain the only charges he had left on the side of the village from which they would make their approach, so their arrival could be a noisy one. "A penny for your thoughts," Servalan said. "I'm thinking that whilst you need Aurak and me with it, Aurak and I don't need you." Servalan looked downcast. Again she shifted position. "Is there anything I can do to make you change your mind?" she asked seductively. Avon realized, too late, he thought, that Servalan's movements had placed him in a direct line to the sons of Aegisthus, their brilliant light momentarily blinding him. She had a gun, and for a split second he anticipated death, or at the very least, debilitating injury, an injury that could only postpone his death, a likely most unpleasant one. Then Servalan screamed and fell to her knees. She scratched the surface of the earth and began to crawl towards Avon, all the time moaning in agony. A crossbow bolt protruded from her lower spine. Servalan looked up at him with pleading eyes that, even as she did so, began to dim, as if she did not care to glimpse what lay on the other side of death. She tried to smile. Instead, she pitched forward and lay still. Avon watched without expression as Magda came out of the trees and walked towards him and Servalan's corpse. "Is she dead?" Magda asked. "You're too good a shot with that thing that she wouldn't be." "She had it coming." "We all have it coming."